Hey, family. Another day to get better. So, in my last video, I touched on um, rational emotive therapy. And it mentioned a couple of times the stages of change. And I said that that was a whole new video. Well, I pulled out what was in my program information over here on the stages of change. And it was only a couple of pages. So I printed out a couple of other ones, and I'm going to leave links in the description. Okay, so I haven't done that yet, and I don't know how to do that, but I have some PDFs that I printed out, and I'm going to put those links in the description. So check out the description. There should be 3 different PDF links, and you can better get an understanding of those. Just read them over, take it in, discard it, whatever you want to do. I'm also going to give you a couple seconds here to grab some paper, pencil, pen, take any notes you want. And just a reminder, you can always rewind the video, pause it, do what you got to do to get any information you want to get. And without any more delay, I'm going to get into this information. All right. Okay, stages of change. Let's see if I can give a description of it first. So basically, every person, this is some theoretical stuff here, that every person that's trying to change something goes through these 5, 6 stages, and you can stay in one stage your whole life. You can bounce back and forth between these stages, from what I understand. And yeah, so the idea behind the stages of change is that behavior change does not happen in one step. Okay? So in each of the stages, a person has to grapple, wrestle, fight with a different set of issues and tasks that relate to changing behavior. So stage 1 is pre-contemplation. In the pre-contemplation stage, people are not thinking seriously about changing and are not interested in any kind of help. So basically, in the pre-contemplation stage, these are characteristics of people, and kind of indicates what stage that they're in. So I figure I'll mention some of these characteristics. It might help you identify what stage you're in. But people in the pre-contemplation stage usually have no intention of changing. They typically deny having the problem. Usually show up in coaching because people around them want them to change. And they feel demoralized that their situation is hopeless. Okay. Stage 2 is contemplation. In the contemplation stage, people are more aware of the personal consequences of their using or behavior, and they spend time thinking about their problem. Although they are able to consider the possibility of changing, they tend to be ambivalent about it. Now, what do I got to do? Look up the word ambivalent? So I guess you can look that word up in the dictionary if you don't know what it means. Ambivalent, I think that means hesitant, on the edge of, oh yeah, it says right here, in this stage, people are on a teeter-totter, weighing the pros and cons of quitting or changing. It might take as little as a few weeks or as long as a lifetime to get through the contemplation stage. On the bright side, they are more open to receiving information in this stage. So in the contemplation stage, characteristics of a person are that they acknowledge the problem and begin to think about what to do. Think about what to do. They struggle to understand the problem, its causes, and its potential solutions. Not quite ready to change, and may spend a while in this stage. Stage 3, preparation. So in my treatment material, it says preparation/determination. In the PDFs, you'll see that it doesn't say determination. You can also Google this, stages of change, and you can find all kinds of stuff on it. Yeah. So stage 3, preparation, determination. In the preparation/determination stage, people have made a commitment to make a change. Their motivation for changing is reflected by their statements, the words they say, such as, I've got to do something about this. This is serious. Something has to change. They may try gathering information on substance use or behavior change, or call a lot of clinics trying to find out what strategies and resources are available to help them in their attempt to quit or change a behavior. Too often people skip this stage. They try to move directly from contemplation into action and fall flat on their faces because they haven't accepted what it's going to take for a major lifestyle change. Characteristics of a person that may be in this stage is they are planning to take action in the next month, or making final adjustments before they begin to change their behavior, may not have not resolved their ambivalence. Well. Ambivalence twice. Ambivalent and ambivalence. I might have to look that one up. Important to develop a firm, detailed action plan. Okay. All right, well. On to our next stage of change, stage 4, action/willpower. Willpower is not in the PDFs that I printed out, but action, willpower. This is the stage where people believe they have the ability to change their behavior and are actively involved in taking steps to change their bad behavior by using a variety of techniques. Mentally, they review their commitment to themselves and develop plans to deal with both personal and external pressures that may lead to relapse. People in this stage also tend to be open to receiving help and are also likely to seek support from others, an important element. Remember, people learn from each other just as iron sharpens iron. Hopefully, people will move then to the 5th stage. But more on that 4th stage, action. Overtly modify behaviors and surroundings. These are the characteristics of a person that might be in that stage. Modifying behavior is most visible form of change, but there is also changing level of awareness, emotions, thinking, etc. So in the action stage, guys, there is a changing level of awareness, self-awareness, changing level of emotions, a changing level of thinking. Okay? So when I started my videos, I was taking you guys straight to the action stage. Okay. All right. Stage 5, maintenance. Maintenance involves being able to successfully avoid any temptation to return to the old behavior or substance use. People in this stage constantly reformulate the rules of their lives and are acquiring new skills to deal with life and avoid relapse. They are able to anticipate the situations in which a relapse could occur and prepare coping strategies in advance. As you progress through your own stages of change, it can be helpful to reevaluate your progress in moving up and down through these stages. Even in the course of one day, you may go through several different stages of change. Now, maintenance in this other PDF that I printed out. Work here is to consolidate the gains made and prevent lapses and relapse. Maintenance can last from 6 months to a lifetime. Okay. So now on my paperwork that I received through my treatment, my challenge incarceration program, I've got two more stages of this, and one is relapse and the other one is transcendence. In the PDF, as you'll notice if you print it out, it's just one more, and it's termination. So I'm going to read what I got here. I think termination is the same as transcendence, but the 6th stage of my paperwork is relapse. Along the way, many people experience relapse, which is accompanied by feelings of discouragement and viewing oneself as a failure. Failure is a part of success, guys. So we need to fail as fast as possible. Learn from that failure, get some lessons, and apply what we learned in our next attempt, okay? But people who have relapsed may need to learn to anticipate high-risk situations more effectively, control environmental cues that tempt them to engage in using alcohol and other drugs again, or going back to the behavior that they've changed. They must learn how to handle unexpected episodes of stress without returning to chemical use. This gives them a stronger sense of self-control and the ability to get back on track. So relapse isn't in the other ones that I record or I printed out. So, but yeah. So the 7th stage on here is transcendence, and it says eventually you maintain maintenance long enough, and you will reach a point where you will be able to work with your emotions and understand your own behavior, viewing it in another light. And that's what I'm trying to get us at with the. I'll bring some thinking reports into this and have where you can actually check out a thinking report, and you can print out a bunch of them, copy them, and you can use these when you're trying to change your behavior. You can use these if something goes wrong, right? Basically, it's a piece of paper and it's got the event or the situation that you came into. All right, that maybe you had a negative outcome or something, a negative result, a result that you didn't like, and it can take you and you can write down what that situation was, and then it'll have you write out what your thoughts were in that situation, and then it'll have you describe the feelings that you felt with each of those thoughts. All right, and then your behavior, what you did from those thoughts, and what the outcome was, the consequence, the result. And then, like it says in here, that um, eventually you maintain maintenance long enough, and you will reach a point where you will be able to work with your emotions and understand your behavior, viewing it in another light. This is the stage of transcendence. Wait a minute. Okay, it was in the so basically, from thinking reports, you will learn to anticipate high-risk situations more effectively, control environmental cues that tempt you. Okay, but for the rest of this transcendent stage here, um, this is the stage of transcendence to a new life. In this stage, not only is your substance use no longer an integral part of your life, or that behavior, that self-defeating behavior that you're trying to change. It could be spending too much money, not saving. It could be something to do with relationships, anger. It could be something to do with worry, anxiety. Um, but so in this stage, not only is your substance use no longer an integral part of your life, but to return to it would seem atypical, abnormal, or even weird to you. When you reach this point in your process of change, you will know that you have transcended the old substance using behaviors, and that you are truly becoming a new you who no longer needs the substances to sustain yourself. Now, that's transcendence in my paperwork. Okay, so termination in this is what it's called in this other PDF. And the characteristics of a person is behavior no longer presents temptation, and complete confidence that there won't be a relapse. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this shows on here. I'll show you on this other one here. So this one here, they'll be in the PDF. It'll be in there, but it shows all these stages. Pre contemplation is on the top. Contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. But as you can see, you can go from the first stage down to the second stage, and then go back up to the first stage. You can get all the way down to the third stage. You can bump back up to the first or second stage. You can get all the way to the bottom and go over to relapse, and you can go up and back into any of these stages. But the process, as you can see, goes from pre-contemplation down to maintenance, and then eventually transcendence, termination. So there is hope. Stay positive, have faith. Just because we've done something so long don't mean we have to continue to do it. So that's the little bit of information that I have on the stages of change model. Most of it's the same, but you can go on Google and punch it in the search bar, and it'll pull up stuff that actually from different treatment facilities and stuff like that. BetterHelp.com. There's one on there, and it's 4, 5, 6 pages. It wasn't a PDF though; it was just a website or something from BetterHelp. But they break it down. I mean, I was gonna take a bunch of screenshots with my phone and print them out, but that would have been so many screenshots and so much printing, and eventually I'll figure out something here with. But yeah, that's the stages of change. Um, so yeah, what if you're watching my videos and you haven't clicked off yet and you keep coming back, I can almost guess that you're not in stage one of this, the stages of change, which you got to be in the contemplation stage or the preparation stage. What stage are you in, based on the information that you just heard? Print out the PDFs, go over it, rewind, check it out. What stage do you think you're in? And yeah, if this helps you figure out what stage you're in, and maybe even gave you an insight into what these stages are, might give you a better understanding of the process here, because those are the stages. And it's a scientific study that those are the stages that a person goes through. And like I said, you can bounce up and down those stages. And yeah, hopefully this made you aware of what stage you're in and gave you some insight into some characteristics that can pinpoint whether you're staying in that stage or not, or if you slipped back one stage or you moved ahead of stage. Setting goals to daily to-do list and having a plan for life. Okay, on this one, where did it go? Let me find that. Just give me a second here, because I was telling you guys about vision. I think it's this one. It might be a different one. Yeah, it's a different one. But in the action stage on one of these PDFs, it'll probably be in the link. I told you I'm gonna put three links down there. It even mentioned in the action stage about emphasizing on getting a vision for what we want out of life, what our big goal is, our big outcome, and having a daily to-do list and goals at different intervals, at different levels of time, to help guide us and keep us on track. Write it down. Like I said, write them down. We got that on here. It shows as we're going through these stages, and you can't see, it says write it down. I'm not sure if that's focusing or not, but that's on there. Just a little side note in one of these. But yeah, get a good idea of where you want to go, which is what I'm in the process of trying to figure out myself, because I'm walking around a state of confusion. I do know I want to get better. I do know I have some internal changes I want to work on. And I do know I want to be successful. But I'm kind of walking around a little lost because I don't have a plan written down. Kind of every once in a while I get an idea in my head of what I want to do, but that's not good enough. So we'll get straight into it, guys. At the end of every video, I got to let you know what was positive and what was negative about today, what feelings I experienced today, what helped me make it through the day, and what I learned today in my nightly, daily entry into this journal while I was in that 6-month program. You know what I'm talking about. You must have missed one of the videos. But I'm assuming if you're here watching, you watch a couple of my videos at least. And you might have heard some things you didn't understand, so you might have had to go back and find out. But I read that one. All right, so it looks to me like I'm on the journal entry for October 12th of 2011. What was positive and what was negative about today, October 12th of 2011. It's 13 months and some years ago. What was positive for me today was being able to open my eyes, get out of the rack, and be in one piece. The negative is that I normally don't eat the desserts, but I did the last 3 days, and I am down on myself for it. They were huge dessert servings, man. And with PT every single day, trust me, you regretted not being at your optimal level of fitness. What were the main feelings I experienced today? To be honest, feeling anxious to get the next 6 months over with and be on my way home. Man, I'm down on myself for eating desserts. I'm feeling anxious to get the next 6 months over with and be on my way home. What helped me make it through today then? I made it through the day by reminding myself that this is a very small chunk of my life and looking forward to the future. I can tell the difference in these entries from my other ones. I was going through some emotions that day. I must have been, because what did I learn today? Let's see here. There's some initials over here from the sergeant, so I had to put yes sir and acknowledge. Let's see what's up. What did I learn today? Today I learned that unpleasant emotions or difficult days do end, and if I endure adversity, I can make it. Did you see that, man? Wow. That was a good that's real right there. That's progress in action in that journal entries, man. I'm curious now to see what the rest of this journal holds, man. This is only 5 days of 6 months. And I haven't looked at this since I got out of that program. And it's been a few days since I read any of them other ones, but instantly I noticed, I could see in the tone of my answers. And if you guys are watching my videos and following these entries, you probably could too. Let me know if you did. I find that pretty interesting. But those were my entries for the day, family. I love you guys. Peace. Keep pushing forward. Never give up. Just because you've done something for so long, we do not have to keep doing it. Another day to get better.